You know, congressional trips are always looked at and described by the press as a junket, no matter what you do. I know one time I was in Israel meeting with Netanyahu. Israel was, I'm a member of the Defense Committee. It was a strictly defense trip, and the media described it as a junket. And yet, many of my own constituents would not even travel to Israel, and particularly at that time. However, I think that for America and for members of Congress, we're better off as a nation if members of Congress know about the world. They need to know, who are the presidents of certain countries, what the issues are in those countries, where the oil comes from, where the terrorists come from, where the agriculture comes from, where the AIDS comes from, where the starvation is. It helps you. And America is absolutely the greatest country in the world. We are the world's leaders. I've never traveled to a country where they didn't look up to us, and they're asking questions. One of my greater trips was to South Sudan. South Sudan is a country that was, and better be careful here, but I think it was started in 2010 or 11. It's a brand new country, pulled out of Sudan itself, and if not for America, the country would not have existed. We were their lifeline. We're so important to the survival of Israel, for example. We're the country that is leading the world in terms of food and medicine and peace itself. So for members of Congress to say, no, those are all junkets, all I'm going to do is go to Washington and then come back home to my home state and denounce Congress, I think it's silly. I really and truly believe and recommend this to new members of Congress. You need to go to where the troops are, and you need to do it immediately. Right now, that's Afghanistan, then Iraq, but go to some of the, if you will, hellholes of the world and go see the face of freedom in a young man or woman who's wearing our uniform and defending peace. And it's just in our long-term best interest.